Let me take you to a live event on the go now, and the Police Minister Bheki Cele is speaking.
Are not allowed to go to the lift for the safety of everybody.
All right, thank you so much, Minister. And the Minister, in his address with the officers this morning, mentioned the do's and don'ts of New Year's Eve, and I'm sure that some of you are very interested in finding out about that. But let's just open up some questions, Marcelo.
Minister, of course, this is also a very different year. It's Maseko from eNCA. It's a very different year with the fact that the festive season also now coincides with our second wave. Minister, you've been busy going around different parts of the country to make sure that people are adhering to lockdown rules. But there seems to be resistance coming from the Cape Town government in terms of your visits on the beaches there. What's your reaction to them saying you shouldn't have been there with police having big firearms while there's crimes happening everywhere else in the country that need those firearms?
Well, I'm not going to be wasting my time about the Western Cape thinking. They have a right to think. Anyway, some of us were there long before them to create the situation of freedom of speech and all that. The only thing I can say with the Western Cape is that people there are people. People there are human beings too. They must be treated and protected that way. And they have no right whatsoever to be above the law. That I'm told they are going to court, that's what they should do. But these regulations are very clear. Regulations, you close at 10, at 11, you are home, you don't drink on the beach, their beach is open, but you can't organize any extra activity on the beach. They go there, they put the stage, they tell us about every other thing, so we had to stop that. When it comes to the police we go with them everywhere. We go with them in the township, because from there they don't know where we were from, they don't know where we went to, but police will be there, will create visibility. Even on the beach, people will have to be safe. When police go to the beach, are not going to throw away the guns because we are going to the beach. So we are calling on them to be a little bit part of South Africa and a little bit respect and understand that unfortunately, the day before yesterday, there were 10,000 people that had new infection. Who leads? Western Cape. Last night, there were 9,000, close to 10,000. Who leads? Western Cape. Gauteng, yes, leads. Western Cape leads on death. They are still second. So they shouldn't act as if there is better than any other thing is better to run the economy at the expense of life. This life must be there. This livelihood must be there. They must balance those things. If they feel that you are having an overhand, we have created a very legal system in South Africa to go there. But anything wrong, we'll make sure that we shut down.
Minister, there's also some South Africans who are saying that the police are using too much force. Videos making rounds on social media of rubber bullets, for instance, being used to disperse people from places where they are sitting to have alcohol. What's your response to people saying that that is just too much force?
We are talking about Eastern Cape now. Yes, there are 3 places in Eastern Cape that they believe they are above the law. Firstly, you are not supposed to get out of the on-consumption place and drink on the road. That's what happened in one shipping there called Lifa, the other one called Coke, and the third one. There are 3 that are troublesome. That's why maybe this week we are going there. Police will use the methods that are supposed to use when people don't listen. All police, even here, these police have loudspeakers. The first thing they do, they shout, they tell you to stop the thing. If you don't stop, they'll have to have a second gear. On this shipping you're talking about, those people were throwing bottles to the police, were throwing stones to the police, and the police could not just allow them to break the law and all that. We would love and make call, and we also love to make call to the media to the analysts and the NGOs. Don't just make call only on the police, also make call on the communities to respect the law. There is biasness, as if people have a right to break the law. If you break the law, the job of the South African Police Service is to protect and enforce the law. We will do the best, including enforcing the law when it needs be. But there is something that has jumped in Eastern Cape in terms of the ship-ins and completely non-compliance and resisting to respect the law when they're called to.
But rubber bullets, Minister, do you agree that that is something sufficient? What if somebody gets hurt?
Rubber bullets is a part of moving a person that doesn't want to move. The rubber bullets is used when you are called, when you are drinking at the wrong place, when you are at the wrong place, when the police make the call. When you throw the stones at the police, when you throw the bottles, instead of drinking the bottles, you throw them at the police. Police will have to respond. They'll come with a stun grenade to tell you to move. They come with a tear gas, and they come with a rubber bullet. It's all rubber bullet is a part of the public policing. That's why it's used by a POP. Hence, people must respect. If they don't respect, we'll use all methodologies to make sure that they keep the law.
All right, let's give somebody else a chance now. We'll come back. Anybody else?
Brian from Channel TV. There's been concern that the beaches will be closed on the holidays, public holidays only. What if people flock to the beaches on days that are not public holidays? What are the conditions about that scenario?
I would have loved this question to say, beaches are closed, people must not go to the beach. That is exactly what I'm saying. To say, let's make the calls on if beaches are legally closed. You see, there are 3 provinces. There are 2 provinces where beaches are closed. There will be Eastern Cape, where are fully closed. There is KZN, where are closed on certain days. And there is a Western Cape, where are partially closed. That is your Gauteng route. These things were discussed. Provinces made presentations on it. Eastern Cape said, please, we agree. We can see that we are suffering. KZN said, give us some days. Gauteng route is part of the hotspot. There are 3 hotspots in South Africa now. That is your Nelson Mandela, your Sarah Batman, and your Gauteng route. That did not need negotiations because the health situation leads to say you are in danger, so government must protect that one. So those places where people are not supposed to go to the beach, police will be still there and make sure that they remind those people that they don't go to the beach. If people don't want to be reminded, police will have to enforce the law. But I'm very pleased that the report I have, especially around the Durban and those beaches, people are really responding. We're very glad, we're encouraging that to happen. But as I've said, the job of the police is not to make the law, is to enforce the law.
All right, colleagues, anybody else?
I just have one last one, Minister. Minister, there was a film shoot for it that was cancelled and then brought back and then cancelled again. What was the reason that it was cancelled so many times, and what exactly were the transgressions that were made by those film shooters? Because there's nothing around the law or regulations that states that you can't shoot a film. There was no music and there was no alcohol. So why this one?
Well, there was a preparation for that. And then they built the stage, and it's very clear it can't be any extra activity except people coming on the beach and all that. You go and read all your regulations. They even say you can't put any activity there that will be watched by 1 or more people coming there to watch the thing. But even in their application, there is something that we have detected. So it's fine that one, they're taking us to court, and so we'll meet in court. So we are okay with the system. That's what they should have. That's what they should done. But also, they tell us that they got the permit from the municipality. We are running the country here, and there is a national regulation under the Disaster Management Act. So you can't have all cities, which means there's no disaster management. if all other cities, they give their permit. Western Cape, they just think they are special and they think they can do as they wish. They are in South Africa, so that's that. We are urging to work with us. I told Premier, I phoned him before I went there to say, Premier, I'm coming to monitor your beaches. Send somebody from the city, from the province. They didn't send anybody. Instead, they went to the beach to do other activities. And we are saying anything that breaks the law, the regulation as it stands, those things would not be allowed to happen. That includes Western Cape, that includes beaches of Western Cape where they are allowed to go and swim. We did not have any problem. We spoke to the people. We reminded them about the mask and all. But any other activities are not allowed. That includes Western Cape.
Thank you, Minister. With your permission, colleagues, the Minister is going to be in the Eastern Cape on the 22nd and the 23rd of December. So you're more than welcome to...
Well, go to those three shippings.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you very much. Well, that was Minister Bheki Cele, of course, addressing the media with regards to what he's doing here today. But it goes further than that, of course. The questions were specifically about the new regulations that the President announced on Monday evening when he said that beaches across some parts of our coastal areas would either be closed completely or partially closed. The Minister reacting to the Western Cape government's decision to take him to court, and the decision to take him to court specifically because he was patrolling one of the beaches that side and was with police who were heavily armed. The Minister, or rather the government of the Western Cape, didn't appreciate that, actually taking out a statement yesterday saying that that was too harsh by the Minister. There was no need to go on the beaches with police that had big guns. He says the Western Cape is clearly acting special. They should be exactly like the rest of South Africa. They should follow the rules like the rest of South Africa because they are in South Africa. With regards to those taverns in the Eastern Cape and police using rubber bullets, those videos that have been doing the rounds on social media, police using rubber bullets to make sure that people leave those establishments, he says that is something that the police will keep on doing because they want to enforce the law.
All right, Masego Ratlaga, thank you for that conversation there with Minister Bheki Cele, and some strong words there and some harsh words for the government of the Western Cape, and I suppose the city of Cape Town also hauled in there. Minister Bheki Cele saying, can they just be a part of South Africa a little bit? So read into that what you may. And as I've been saying, the relations between national government and the provincial sphere of government in the Western Cape can be fraught at times, and I think we are seeing that at play at the moment.